happy and prosperous 2012. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seifried Brew. And at Seifried Brew, we have some great news. We just got the delivery of our new book, Post-Financial Crisis Strategic Planning for Community Banks, with the subheading Heightened Due Diligence Required. Because as we move into 2012 onward, after moving away from the bank failures that have been so perplexing, that essentially we're looking at more due diligence when we look at Dodd-Frank, when we look at the regulators in terms of their reaction going forward. So when we think of that, we want to be proactive. And that's why Dr. Ed Seifried, Robin Wilder, our CEO, and myself spent time really reviewing and renewing the strategic planning process to be proactive going forward in here for every community bank. And that's why we feel that this book is of the utmost importance, because it'll help directors and management to really have that higher level of due diligence. And one of the things, and we've talked about this before, but I wanted to review this in terms of the duties of a community bank director that we talk about in the book, because it really gives you the essence of the book, and then how we build that out so that it's not just strategic planning as we've done it in the past, but it really is a capital planning exercise in terms of not only preserving capital by having proper risk management in place, but also growing capital by being more profitable going forward. So as we think about that, let's review through the duties of a bank director. To preserve and build the bank's capital, to produce value for the bank's stakeholders through proper strategic planning. To create a capital plan that will preserve, manage, and build the bank's capital. To set risk parameters within the capital plan that will preserve and build capital and will provide consistent earnings commensurate with the bank's risk parameters. To provide management with independent dynamic risk models. To evaluate the CEO's performance in carrying out the management duties of the strategic plan and the capital plan. To have a full understanding of all duties through education, questions, and discussion, and to provide due diligence through proper oversight. So when we look at that, a new way of thinking about strategic planning, in order not only to lay out an action plan of what the bank is going to do not only over the next year, but the next 3 years, 5 years, and into the future, but here lays out, will that plan provide the proper capital that is going to be needed in here as we hear the new regulatory requirements? Will it build capital through steady earnings? And then looking at it from the standpoint of due diligence, is that on every front, the directors and management team need to show due diligence in their planning process. So we look at this as a must-read. We look at this as a situation where, as we go into 2012, that this will put us in alignment not only with the regulators, but will put your bank in alignment to create a performance that is strong and steady. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seifried Brew. Have a great week.